Don't Starve and Don't Starve Together have a wide range of wacky and cool characters to play as. Power is one reason to main one character over the other, but a far more important thing is fun. How fun is each and every character? Well, technically only you can answer that, but today I'm going to go over my own personal list on how fun each character is, by exclaiming their most fun trait, and whatever, if anything, makes them quote-unquote unfun. Yes, that means this list will be very subjective and my opinion, and yes, if you saw the thumbnail, you'll know that finally I'm not leaving my boy single player out of this list. We'll be including them as well. That means that some characters will end up getting 2 individual rankings, because Don't Starve Together has changed each and every character it yoinked from Don't Starve dramatically. Like my favorite boy, Wilson. Now I'll be honest, Wilson in Don't Starve is underwhelming, in a good way, compared to other characters in the roster. He is a blank slate. When playing as Wilson, you get the full experience of whatever world you happen to be in, be it Vanilla, Reign of Giants, Shipwrecked, or even Hamlet, which is a pretty fun experience nonetheless. For Don't Starve, I'm gonna keep it simple and sweet and put Wilson in the completely below average tier of 4 out of 10 on the fun scale. He's alright if you want to experience the game with no gimmicks, but that's not exactly the most fun way to experience the game, right? Things, well, they change a little bit when we get to Don't Starve Together though, in a bad way. But it's not because of Wilson, it's more so a trickle-down effect of other characters getting more insane and fun powers. Wilson himself hasn't changed much at all between games, while the other characters, well, you'll see very soon. Picking Wilson and Don't Starve Together is like grabbing a hammer and hitting yourself in the knee as hard as you can before getting yourself into a race. It doesn't do anything but slow you down, and is, well, annoying. I hate saying this as a Wilson main myself, but he's getting a solid 2 out of 10 on the Don't Starve Together fun scale. Again, it's not an issue with Wilson. It's just that the bar gets raised much higher in Don't Starve Together. And as a Wilson main, I get pretty jealous when I see my friends playing other characters. Yes, part of that reason is because of Willow. But before we talk about her insane glow up in Don't Starve Together, let's talk about Don't Starve Willow. My god, is she awful. She has an infinite lighter and she's immune to fire, which has some niche uses, but all of that is thrown out the window with her one downside. That's the worst downside in the entire game. Sanity fires. Do you want to play a world long term? Do not pick Willow. I guess there's some inherent fun value to not knowing when your base is going to erupt in flames. You know, if you're evil to yourself like that. 2 out of 10 on the Don't Starve fun scale. But as we all already probably know, this changes dramatically in Don't Starve Together. Not only were sanity fires removed, Willow was given access to firebending. Yes, this is vanilla Don't Starve Together. You can just do this. It still baffles me to this day, to be honest. Not only does she make the usual boss fighting slog just a little bit easier with spells, such as her Shadow Flames, she also basically eliminates nighttime with her Pocket Dwarf Stars. And Insanity? Forget about it. You have Bernie, who will farm you copious amounts of nightmare fuel for your Maxwell or Wanda friends. Willow is one of, if not the most fun and versatile characters in the game. There's really nothing you can't do with her. She fits well in a solo playthrough and a team playthrough, and you'll absolutely have a blast playing as her. Hell, I even find myself cheating on Wilson with her in my personal non-challenge playthroughs all the time. She's just way too fun. 10 out of 10 for Don't Starve Together Willow. Next up, we have Wolfgang. In Don't Starve, he's essentially the easy mode of the game. Keep him well fed and you'll do 2 times the damage from every source of damage that Wolfgang dishes out. But don't think that easy means boring. Sure, he lacks a lot of the special things that other characters may have, but he's generic enough that I can comfortably say that he's Wilson, but easy mode. Boss health in Don't Starve single player isn't inflated like it is in Don't Starve Together, so you don't exactly need that 2 times damage multiplier, but hey, if you want it, I'm not gonna judge you. Me personally though, I'm gonna give him a 4 out of 10 on the Don't Starve fun scale. Wolfgang and Don't Starve Together is a bit of a different story. Much like Wilson, it's not because of him as a character though. He has changed a little, sure. Now instead of needing food to get a buff, he needs to actually work out, like a normal human being. He also received a skill tree that is unbelievably boring. No, seriously, like all of his skills are straight up number skills. There's no special stuff in them at all. But all of that doesn't really matter, because in a world where bosses have ridiculous health pools, like, oh, I don't know, 27,000, yeah, he makes playing the game solo, well, 2 times less grindy. I get it. Raid bosses are meant to be done with multiple players, but I would wager that a majority of the DST player base actually plays the game alone. You know what? Screw it. I'm giving him a 6 out of 10 on the Don't Starve Together fun scale. Yes, his skill tree is horrifically boring, but having my main complaint about Don't Starve Together get nerfed by him, that being the artificial grind created by inflated health pools, I just have to. Plus, I've only had good experiences playing as him. Your mileage may vary, of course. Maybe you like doing the same thing for longer during boss fights. I won't judge. Next up, we have Windy. Windy in Don't Starve was actually one of the first characters I, much like most other Don't Starvians, played. But she doesn't quite have all the tools she has in Don't Starve Together. Abigail is clunky and hard to resummon, and she's very hard to keep alive. So hard that I made a whole challenge. You know, you can watch that too after you're done watching this. But she helped me beat adventure mode for the first time, and honestly, she's not horrible in the OG version of the game. You'll hardly notice the reduced damage thanks to the fact that enemies have significantly lower health in Don't Starve, but is she more fun to play than Wilson in Don't Starve? Yeah, sure. It is pretty nice not having to worry about swarms of enemies. Sometimes I'm terrible at dealing with that stuff. 5 out of 10 on the Don't Starve fun scale. Things don't change that much in Don't Starve Together. Windy still has much of her old kit, but with a lot of quality of life changes and a way to regain her lost damage with a little bit off the top via vexing. Windy's potions can be very fun, especially now that she herself and her friends can drink them, but they aren't exactly that entertaining beyond the novelty of day 1 moggles. It is pretty fun being able to haunt things without having to either be dead or have a friend who is, so I'm gonna give her the same ranking of 5 out of 10 on the Don't Starve Together fun scale. Hey, that's good. If you think about what I did to my poor boy Wilson, it just means she grew well into Don't Starve Together. Though I'll admit, I don't play her nearly as much as the other cast. Oh boy. Next up we have WX78. WX in Don't Starve is ridiculously fun. Why? Well, look at what they are capable of. They absolutely thrive in Hamlet thanks to Thunderbirds allowing you to always be overcharged. Farming gears isn't hard to become the max stat beast that you can be. And of course, you're immune to poison, one of the more annoying mechanics of Shipwrecked and Hamlet. Sure, WX is another easy mode character, if you know what you are doing, but I would be so lying if I said that they weren't an absolute blast to play as. Get yourself some coffee and overcharge yourself, and you'll turn into a literal bullet. An easy 9 out of 10 on the Don't Starve fun scale. WX78 changes quite a bit in Don't Starve Together, but the premise is still the same, thanks to these circuits right here. Yeah, sure, you're not quite as fast as Don't Starve WX, but it's enough to make kiting some previously unkiteable enemies possible. And of course, speed is very fun. Clay, you should totally add more speed abilities in their skill tree, that would be so cool. God, I miss coffee when I play DST. Hey, to be fair, I also really enjoy that they are a build-your-own-style character. I'm just horribly addicted to speed, so you're gonna see me maxed out on speed whenever I'm playing this character. 7 out of 10 on the Don't Starve Together fun scale. They only lost points because they no longer can be overcharged, which was one of their funnest mechanics. Funnest, that's not a word. Next up, we have Wickerbottom, who, in Don't Starve, is the only way to utilize her books, which are surprisingly entertaining. Now, the use cases of some of these books are dubious at best. Seriously, what's the point of the end is nigh in solo Don't Starve? But you can create a boss and hound field with on tentacles, farm infinite amount of crops, slowly because that's just how it is in Don't Starve, and of course, make every fight easy mode with sleepy time stories. Her books are fun, and her downsides are workable. Now, I do have to rant a little bit about her inability to sleep though. One of my favorite methods of dealing with hostile seasons like summer is to sleep through them, because sleeping actually skips time in Don't Starve single player. Wickerbottom just can't do that. It's annoying, but it's whatever, characters need their downsides. Still, she is a very phenomenal character, but only really for her books. So 6 out of 10 on the Don't Starve fun scale. Wickerbottom and Don't Starve Together is, well, let's just say she's in dire need of her skill tree to make her useful again, and to not be a swap character. Yes, her books are much better and much more varied in Don't Starve Together compared to single player, but the mere existence of Maxwell lowers the fun of playing Wickerbottom dramatically. Why continue playing as Wickerbottom when you can just make a funny moon idol and become the overpowered beast that is Maxwell, and have all the benefits of Wickerbottom without having any downsides? Yeah, I know, it's probably unfair to rank Wickerbottom based on character swapping, but because character swapping is a game mechanic much like world hopping is in Don't Starve Solo, I have to factor it. And it's not like swapping is a hard mechanic. One trip to Lunar Island and you'll have everything you need. Now, Clay, you're not slick, and I know her skill tree is coming soon, so please, by all means, make this video age poorly. For now, 3 out of 10 on the Don't Starve Together fun scale. Next up, we have Woody. Woody in Don't Starve is actually a double-edged sword. Werebeaver is a beast, and you can practically do anything in this form, and it acts as a second life of sorts. The issue? Well, you drop everything as the Werebeaver, and there's no way to counter the full moon. Every single full moon, you'll be ripped out of whatever you were doing and forced into Werebeaver mode, which, yes, can be very deadly in the caves. It's made even worse because of the fact that you can't actually see the day count in the caves, leading to moments where you transform seemingly randomly. And if you don't find a spot with natural light and a way to get the supplies to make a torch, well, you're a goner. That world's done. Now, I love Woody. I've even done a challenge as them, and I want to say he's fun, but he's really not. He's more so just stressful. I find myself fearing Werebeaver more than I find myself utilizing him. 3 out of 10 on the Don't Starve fun scale. Woody, much like Willow, got one of the biggest glow-ups in history in Don't Starve Together. 2 new were forms that were reworked to be far more powerful at their respective niche, and of course, pretty much every downside of his was removed. He doesn't drop everything when he transforms, full moon transformations can be turned off with the click of a button, and chopping trees with Lucy will no longer cause you to turn. Now, I'll admit, that is textbook bad game design to have a character with virtually 0 downsides if they have so many upsides, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't an absolute blast. Weremoose in particular is just so entertaining with all of the techs you can use, and you really do feel like a tank. You might not be surprised by this, but I'm giving him an 8 out of 10 on the Don't Starve Together fun scale. Next up, we have Wes. In Don't Starve, Wes is the boring quote-unquote challenge character. There is no other reason to play this character other than to slow yourself down or challenge yourself. There's no fun rewards or anything that you're gonna get out of it. He's just Wilson, but significantly worse at everything. I get it, difficulty is inherently entertaining, but not in Don't Starve, because Wes's difficulty is just making the game more grindy, something I feel is a problem in Don't Starve Together. 1 out of 10 on the Don't Starve fun scale. Maybe he's better in Don't Starve Together though? No, not really. In fact, he makes the grind even worse. Now, I'll admit, playing a solo world with Wes in Don't Starve Together is an absolute flex, especially because he was made far worse, losing even more stats and gaining a natural cold and heat insulation debuff. Balloonomancy is a gimmick ability with only the speed balloon being really valuable, but when it comes to fun, again, unless you find fun in having the game be 33% slower, well, he's just not gonna be all that entertaining. A 1 out of 10 in the Don't Starve Together fun scale. But that's okay, he's meant to be like that. Nobody plays Wes to have fun. They play Wes either because they like the character, or because they want to show that they have what it takes to beat the game against all odds. On the opposite side of the spectrum, we have Maxwell. Oh boy, Maxwell in Don't Starve is certainly a step down from his Together form. But that's not to say he's not entertaining. Well, for a little bit at least. The boon of having a massive 20 per minute sanity regen is fun until you realize Maxwell kind of needs to go insane to actually use his Codex Umbra, because it needs nightmare fuel. Being able to ignore Lush Season almost entirely is kind of nice. You know what? I don't actually play single player Maxwell much. I think I did one time after beating Adventure Mode and then abandoned him forever. So I'm probably not the best source of this ranking, but I'm gonna say he's on par with Wilson in Funonomics in Don't Starve single player. A 4 out of 10. Only because he's really not that great and suffers from his own upsides more than he gains. In Don't Starve Together, yeah, you probably already know this, but he's ridiculously fun. You never have to worry about being a peasant and collecting resources yourself, never have to worry about bosses chasing you or dodging your attacks. Maxwell got an insane buff in Don't Starve Together. Almost too much of a buff. I'm seriously scared for his skill tree. But come on, Shadow Servants alone make him incredibly entertaining. 7 out of 10 on the Don't Starve Together fun scale. Next up, we have Wigfrid. Haha, Wigfrid. In Don't Starve, she is a beast, capable of defeating any foe, and
she can't drink coffee.
she can't drink coffee. 0 out of 10. Why would you ever pick this character? Coffee is one of the only reasons to play single player Don't Starve nowadays. I'm just kidding, guys. I love single player Don't Starve. Coffee's just so good. In Don't Starve Together, I guess Wigfrid gets a pass because Coffee no longer exists. And she has some pretty cool new stuff. The Elding Spear in particular is really fun. She also has that shield, but I hardly ever see Wigfrid mains using it, most likely due to its difficulty, and it's probably impossible to block attacks when you aren't the host of the server you're playing on, because Don't Starve Together and optimization go together like cheese and peanut butter. Still, that's besides the point. She's actually very entertaining and incredibly noob friendly, a solid 7 out of 10 on the Don't Starve Together fun scale. But if Coffee ever makes its way over to this game and she can't drink it, then she's going right back down to 0. Trust me. Next up we have Weber. And Weber is a pretty interesting character in Don't Starve. Especially Hamlet, because you're pretty much universally hated in that DLC. But does that mean he's fun? Well, kind of. Unlike Don't Starve Together, which we will go over very shortly, Weber can have gigantic armies in Don't Starve without lagging the game to death, making super spider armies more viable. Plus, it's really entertaining rolling up to single target enemies or bosses and absolutely shredding them with your army. Just be ready to lose any food drops. Hey, the machine must stay fed. I'll say a solid 6 out of 10 on the Don't Starve fun scale. Together didn't change Weber much except for a few quality of life things like his webby whistle and switcher doodles, which do add more fun value. But the biggest nerf imaginable did happen to Weber, and it comes in the form of poor optimization. As we all know, spiders are laggy as hell in Don't Starve Together. The only reason the footage you are seeing right now is because I'm playing alone. If I had even one other person on the server, it would become a lag bomb for them. Weber is unfortunately the only character that's straight up only really good solo because of this. And it sucks, because he does have some real synergies, but they can't be explored due to game limitations. I really hope that when his skill tree comes out, Clay will take a look at spider optimization, even if it means that they have to have their AI be nerfed. I really don't care. I just want to see Don't Starve-sized hordes of spiders with my friends. Without those, Weber just isn't that fun. Sorry, bud. You get a 3 out of 10 on the Don't Starve Together fun scale. Next up, we have Worley. In Don't Starve single player, he's actually pretty unique and fun. He can eat everything he sees, but will have a penalty for any non-crockpot foods. And he also retains, well, not retains, but this is where it started, the whole variety thing, which I think is unique and fun as a downside. His portable crockpot is a game changer in single player, especially because being far from home or even in different worlds entirely is not that uncommon. He introduces a new playstyle, and I really enjoy that about him. Can I say that I'm elated to pick him when I do though? No, not really. He does come with his downsides, of course, faster hunger drain being one of them, and it can make him feel pretty grindy. I respect his character and love his design, but from a fun factor, yeah, he's pretty lame. A 2 out of 10 on the Don't Starve fun scale. I'm sorry. If you thought that he was pretty bad in Don't Starve single player, well, you don't even know what they did to him in Don't Starve Together, or you probably do because you're probably watching this because you play Don't Starve Together. I don't know. He retains almost all of his shipwrecked perks, but now, yeah, he straight up refuses to eat non-crockpot meals. Again, I really actually like this. In fact, I think he's probably the only character alongside Wormwood who has a meaningful downside, a rarity in Don't Starve Together's current state. And sadly, it will probably get removed in his skill tree, somehow. But again, that's not the point I'm rambling on. Is he fun? No. He, much like Wilson and Wes, is a challenge character in my eyes. Only play him if you want to give yourself a challenge. Yes, he has huge potential with spices or certain overpowered dishes, but come on. It's so annoying that he can't just eat a carrot like everyone else can. Still, I'll let the spices and really fun dishes carry him here, and give him a 3 out of 10 on the fun scale. A shame, because I really do like him as a character, don't get me wrong, he is a phenomenal character. He's just insufferable sometimes. Next up, our final character who exists in both versions of the game, well, by name that is, Wormwood. Wormwood in Don't Starve is rough, but the change of pace is actually really fun. Planting seeds in the ground is cool and can lead to some great gains, and even some good decoration. If you plant them in Hamlet, that is. The other two DLCs have hot seasons that will wilt your poor crops. You do have to play around the unique and low-key debilitating downside of not being able to restore health with food. Now, in Don't Starve it's not that bad when it comes to bosses, because again, fights are much shorter. Honestly, he changes the game so much that it would be a crime to put him below a solid 7 out of 10. If you haven't tried him, I really suggest you do. That goes double time for Don't Starve Together. Wormwood, much like the other cast, got a huge glow up. He still has that no health from food downside, which yes, can also be an upside if you're looking to chug monster meat or something, and the downside does hurt way more over here because of the whole 27,000 health thing. Wormwood does become a very proficient fighter with their skill tree though, gaining access to really fun techs, like infinite bramble traps or even his own unique endgame gear. I'm gonna put Wormwood at 7 out of 10 on the Don't Starve Together fun scale, simply because, well, A, I don't play him nearly as much as I should, and B, he changes the game in ways that are really fun. And I can't wait to learn him fully when I reach him in my guide series to see just how much he's grown from single player. Alright, now we're on to characters who are unique to either Don't Starve or Don't Starve Together. We're gonna start with Don't Starve because I said so. Starting with Willani, the Wilson of Shipwrecked. Now her ranking is going to come with a special note, because here's the thing. We all know that Willani is boring. In Reign of Giants, that is. In Shipwrecked, she's actually low-key a blast to play as. Now sure, I'm biased because Shipwrecked is my favorite DLC vibe-wise, and she absolutely passes the vibe check for this DLC. I don't think there's much in this world that can give me the satisfaction of chaining big waves during late hurricane season, or farming sanity from Hamlet hippos. I'm putting her above Wilson. Yeah, I said it. Fight me. If Willani was in DST with no changes, I would still main her. Though, let's be fair, her surfboard would actually be pretty crazy in DST. Before I go on a rant about that though, let's just rank her and move on. 5 out of 10 on the fun scale. Next up, we have Wilbur. Now remember when I said DST doesn't have any more characters from single player? Yeah, so they straight up stole Wilbur, removed a few mechanics, and called it wonky. It's gross, right? Anyways, the true Monkey King Wilbur is surprisingly fun to play as. You get a weak ranged weapon, which is flinging your poop at things, a sprinting mechanic that can either be your angle or your devil, and of course, you are a monkey. Plus, his voice is soothing to listen to. 7 out of 10 on the fun scale. Oh yeah, fun fact, Wilbur is the only character in the Constant who canonically poops. I guess all the other characters just don't eat fiber or something. As for this little poser, while I do like the fact that old school Wilbur mains have somewhat of a way to grieve their fallen comrade, Wonky's just not the same. Especially because you lose the ability to throw poop and have to sacrifice a whole inventory slot just to play as him. Kinda cringe. Just give us Wilbur back. Still, I'd rather play as Wonky than Wes, so I'm gonna say 3 out of 10 on the fun scale. Next up, we have a certified shipwrecked classic. Woodlegs. Now, contrary to what you may think, Woodlegs actually doesn't suck for places outside of Shipwrecked. 1, he can make a base in the Hamlet lily ponds just fine. And 2, treasure. Yeah, this guy's funky hat just generates treasure for you at almost no cost. The only downside is that you're insane a lot, but really, if you're decent at the game, you straight up don't care about that. The more doubloons you have means more trips to the gaming machine, which equals very fun. 8 out of 10 on the fun scale. You should really try this character out if you haven't. Oh yeah, his boat's cool too, I guess. Okay, yeah, it's really cool. Next up, we have Wheeler. Yeah, the one on the thumbnail. I didn't put fun over her name for no reason. She's literally the most fun you can have in Don't Starve single player, period. Want to shoot your enemies with a gun but don't want to farm infinite gunpowder? Wheeler spawns with a gun that shoots twigs for ridiculous damage. Need to find a certain item? Well, Wheeler has a gadget for that. Want to literally have invincibility frames? Yeah, that's Wheeler's base kit. Did I mention she's also naturally faster than every other character? Need I say more, man? My favorite moments playing this game have been done playing as Wheeler, mostly because of the dodge mechanic. It's one of the best things in this game, hands down. 10 out of 10. It's really a shame we'll never see her in Don't Starve Together. Or maybe we will, who knows, I don't work for Clay. Next up, we have Wilba. You see, this is Woody from single player if he was actually good. Wilba's main gimmick is her werepig form, which has a banger soundtrack, which yes, you are hearing in the background right now. Wilba is capable of doing most things an ordinary survivor can, except she is a monster who can just do things better. Keep a stable source of monster meat on you, and you can stay in this form forever. A very fun character, all things considered. 8 out of 10 on the fun scale. I just realized I'm being really biased towards these single player characters. Oh well, I guess Clay just cooked with them. To finish off the single player cast, we have Wagstaff. Yeah, so you can just play as one of the main antagonists of Don't Starve Together in Don't Starve. But I guess that's fair because we got to play as Maxwell too. Wagstaff is, well, for lack of better words, he's just amazing. Yeah, his blurry vision is annoying, but if you're like me and are almost legally blind in real life, it doesn't really seem that bad. His gadgets more than make up for his shortcomings, an assortment of OP goggles, insanely powerful head armor, and finally the Telebrella and Thumper. When I made my Survivor Strengths and Weaknesses video, I said that Winona's Telebrella was the strongest feature of her. Yeah, this is who they ripped it from. He's just so fun, and I can't really do him any justice in this video unless I want it to be 40 minutes long. You should really try him out. 10 out of 10 on the fun scale. Now we're on to Don't Starve Together exclusives, starting with Winona. Oh, I'm so sorry, Winona players. Look, I get it. She's a strong character, one of the strongest characters. I can totally see the appeal of her, but she just takes so much setup. Catapults aren't cheap. She also has that absurdly annoying hunger drain from crafting and low hunger crafting mechanic that I just hate with a passion. Look, in another world where I'm more patient, maybe Winona would be higher on my list, but as it stands, the only times I've ever played Winona for either character testing or personal playthroughs, I've gotten bored very quickly. A 2 out of 10 on the fun scale. Yeah, not a 1 because I'll admit it's mildly entertaining to delete bosses with catapults, but the ends do not justify the means in this case. Now on to some better news, Wartox. This character has sort of grown on me, and for good reason. Yeah, he can just teleport. When I first heard about this guy, I thought people were joking, but no, he not only has a built-in lazy explorer, he also can teleport via the map, and he can heal himself, and others, for the price of 1B. Seriously, what's not to love? Yeah, he's ridiculously OP and has no downside really at all, but we may as well embrace the fact that that's the future of Don't Starve Together, and we should enjoy what we get. And Wartox is a fun character to play as. Not only can you carry your friends, you can also pull some sick tricks with his teleport. If you're on console or play with a controller, I'm very sorry for you though because he's significantly less fun, but on PC with keyboard and mouse, an absolute banger. 10 out of 10 on the fun scale. Now we're on to Wirt. Remember when I said I wasn't exactly the most patient person in the world? Yeah, Wirt heavily leans towards late game. The main Wirt playstyle is to locate the swamp and spend like an in-game year building up your Merm army to delete bosses. Better Wirts could do this faster, sure, but is that really fun? Yes, it's entertaining to watch your Merm army fight bosses, but again, do the ends justify the means? Still better than Winona in my opinion though. So I'm gonna give her a 4 out of 10 on the fun scale. This isn't meant to be a diss for you Wirt players out there. I know you're out there, and I know you're very passionate about playing this character. I'm more so saying that you have far more patience than me, and I commend you for that. Next up, we have Walter. I'm so glad I'm making this video after his skill tree because oh my god did he get a massive change. He took Wheeler's Pneumatic Horn and turned it into, well, arguably Walter's Slingshot is actually better than Wheeler's Pneumatic. You can circle bosses while riding Woby and they literally cannot touch you. I can see how that may be unfun to some people, but if you mess up you tend to get punished pretty severely, so the stakes remain high. I genuinely think Walter is one of the more well-balanced characters, despite what people may think. But as we know, balanced doesn't equal fun. Luckily for Walter, I genuinely do think his content loop is enjoyable, so I'd say a solid 7 out of 10 on the fun scale. Plus I love eating Woby treats, they're my favorite snack. And finally, speaking of balanced, we have the devil of balancing. Let's talk about Wanda. She can deal ridiculous damage, teleport, dodge, and heal herself incredibly easy. Now, I'll admit, is her design a huge problem for Don't Starve Together? Absolutely. Her existence alone literally nerfs every other character. In fact, I'm pretty sure Clay nerfed Sunlocking because of her, which hurt pretty much every other character except for her. Because all she has to do is team up with a Maxwell to make every fight trivial anyway. But okay, bad character design aside, let's talk real for a second. You have to admit, she's an absolute blast to play as. It's so fun being able to stun Dragonfly solo, or ignore sanity monsters. I feel guilty saying this, but Wanda may be more fun than Wheeler. In fact, she may take the crown as the most fun to play character in the game. Is she stupidly broken OP? Yes, absolutely. Is she bad for the health of the game? Arguably. But that doesn't make her unfun to play as. Hell, she even takes some decent skill. Saying Wanda is an easy character is disingenuous because no way in hell a new player is going to understand her kit. She's only easy once you understand her kit and can utilize it to her fullest. And even then, you'll still end up making a mistake because, well, her health bar is hard to read. Yeah, I don't think I need to say much more. This is a 10 out of 10 character. On the fun scale, let me make that clear. And there you have it. Every single character ranked on their fun factor from Don't Starve to Don't Starve Together. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, and hey, if you like the fact that I snuck Don't Starve solo into the video, comment that down below so I know to do it more often. This video was really fun to make and I really enjoyed adding Don't Starve single player to it. I want to do that more often, but I also want to make sure that's something you guys want to see. Remember, this was all my opinion. You are completely free to make fun of me in the comments down below. I do not care. It's okay. Just remember this one thing though, you should always play who you feel is fun. Don't let anyone else pick for you. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one, everybody. Bye-bye.